Grace and peace, family. Grace and peace. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom. My hotel. Namaste. Free the land, beloved. Come on in, come on in, come on in. This is going to be your weekend dessert, beloved, for Vicki's analysis. You all know I was going to do it because y'all been blowing up my DMs, beloved. Come on in, come on in, come on in as I give you an added bonus broadcast today. And I don't know how many of you may have heard about Charlamagne's interview. That's in quotes. I don't know how many of you all heard about Charlamagne's interview with your Vice President, Kamala Harris. And it has most certainly caused a brouhaha throughout social media. Of course, I knew about this. It was last night. I wasn't going to go live on it last night, but so many of you messaged me and you predictably assumed that I was going to address this. And you're right, because the Vicki Show has been leading the way on coverage of Kamala Harris and Charlamagne the God, as well as the Biden administration, of course, and other similar issues. Let's briefly address this LOM situation. Now, why am I saying let's briefly address this LOM situation? Well, family, I see that a few folks are hailing Charlamagne the God as some kind of hero in this for being tough on Kamala. And, you know, even people who don't always get it right, like Charlamagne, we still like to give credit to where credit is due at certain times. But in this particular instance, I'm going to give some insight and provide another warning to you bones and biscuits who cape for anti-Black politicians such as Kamala Harris, such as Joe Biden. Now, for those of you that are unaware, let me get ready to set this up. I'm getting ready to cue this. I want you to hear a little bit of this segment that Charlamagne the God had with Kamala Harris. And thank you all so much. Yeah, I got my little weekend stuff on real quick that I had to come on in real quick and share with the family just very, very briefly some stuff. So let's get ready to get right on into it. Shout out to my New York family. You all sent me some of your stickers that you're posting for the Vicki campaign, where you are pushing the Vicki brand and causing my message to be expanded. This is what some of the stickers look like that they have been posting throughout Harlem. Shout out to you all. And it looks like this. And they sent this to me, so I'll have it in my hand. So shout out to my beloved family out there in Harlem, New York, specifically Miss Jackie W. You know who you are. Shout out to you all for volunteering and spreading my message there in New York. If you want to get involved by doing flyers, stickers like this, Zoom parties, family parties. Some folks are talking about in 2022, they're going to put Vicki on billboards. You all know we've been setting the precedent for doing unusual marketing. We're taking it back to old school marketing for the Vicki Show, where we're expanding our message. As I've said before, everybody is not online and we don't need to take it for granted. Those people, those of our family that hadn't heard about us yet, to hear this revolutionary message. And many of you are involved. If you want to email my international campaign strategist, just email vickibgr@gmail.com. They'll provide you with the pictures, the verbiage, and some important information that you need to be aware of. So yes, that's Vicki BGR at gmail.com. BGR standing for Black Grassroots. So family, let's get on into this really quick. Because I certainly won't be long, but I will be strong. Copyright Act under 1976, allowances made for purposes such as fair use, criticism, comment, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Now watch this. Charlamagne has, for those of you that don't know, Charlamagne is most prominently known for his role on The Breakfast Club, right? As one of the three co-hosts. Well, in this particular episode, for those of you that don't know, Charlamagne ended up getting a show on Comedy Central, I believe it is. And in this clip, it says that Charlamagne the God interviews President Kamala Harris about a number of issues, including claims that she's been absent, student loan forgiveness, and Senator Joe Manchin's progressive obstruction. So I want you all to listen to a little bit of this clip that I'm going to play, and you'll see why a lot of folks online are really looking at Kamala funny. But I want to give us a little pat on the back here, because I've been calling out these League of Mammy members for a very long time. LOM, L-O-M, they're affectionately known by here on the Vicki Show. I have constantly explained to you how not Black people, but how Black looking people have been strategically positioned and authorized to be in high places, influential places, whether through media and politics or economically, whatever, high profile position that is impactful. They have been strategically allowed to be there because they're no true threat to white supremacy. But not only because they're not a threat to white supremacy, in fact, because they are functionally anti-Black. You're going to hear also the voice of the most prominent linebacker known to mankind, all Black. You're going to hear her voice involved in this, what I'm calling Charlamagne the God and Kamala Harris's fake beef. Talk Black to me. As you come in, family, come on in, giving us a big thumbs up, share, share, share. I know this is the weekend, and they don't like to, they don't put out my notifications like they should and stuff. But come on, give us a big thumbs up, share, 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 share this broadcast, even for today's brief war briefing. Listen to Charlamagne's interaction with Kamala Harris during some of this interview.
Very pleased to have joining me for a God's honest conversation, the Vice President of the United States of America, Kamala Harris.
Hey, Charlamagne.
My first question is a question that after the pandemic, when I ask, I expect a real answer, okay?
Actually, I'm going to
Another
skip.
issue. I just did an event yesterday about lead pipes.
I want y'all to listen.
Well, look, commuters as workers are 4 times more likely than other workers to go to work on the bus or on the train, on public transit. And we need to improve that. Again, I've been talking with folks around the country. I know personally from having, been a bus rider, that what you see is that in underserved communities, folks are more likely to have to transfer to get to work because they're brought the issue of maternal health to the front.
My first question is a question that after...
And I feel energized about continuing to get the work done. So thank you, and my family as well, and that's all I could hope for. So thank you for asking.
Let's talk about some of that.
Now let's stop here. This is the first part that I want you all to hear. Are you all ready? Everybody hit that thumbs up button, share, 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 share. My name is Vicki Dillard, and I'm coming in this weekend to give you a very brief war briefing. Some of you all were blowing up my DM saying, Vicki, when are you going to cover this? You all know me so well because we have been nonstop committed to Kamala Harris, Simone Sanders, Joe Biden, even the God. We tell the truth about these circumstances and situations more so than most. And we've been leading the way and making this the topic. And I'm so proud of the Vicki Show. And I'm so proud of the Black Grassroots for causing this to get traction. None of this would be getting traction if it wasn't for you, the Black Grassroots, because we collectively helped to make it an issue. Roland Martin didn't make this an issue. Reverend Al Sharpton didn't make this an issue. Don Lemonade didn't make this an issue. None of those folks made this an issue. We did. This is the reason why folks are tearing up the internet. And as you all rightfully contacted me, you know me well because you know we break it down like nobody else does. And we've stayed on top of it even before these kinds of incidents happen. Talk black to me. Now listen to this question. There are a couple of things I want you to listen to. These are the main points from this particular segment. Listen to this.
Because, you know, it's people like me that were motivated to vote for you. And we feel as if you've disappeared. If not disappeared, been silenced. Is that the case?
Not at all. I mean, even this week, there were two things that actually more than that I'm extremely proud of that has been the product of months and months of work. One, something you and I have discussed before, the issue of maternal health. Mm-hmm. So I brought the issue of maternal health to the front stage of the White House for the first time, talking about what you and I have talked about.
I want you to listen again to his question, and then I want you to listen closely to how she's responding. What was the question again?
Let's talk about some of that work because, you know, it's people like me that were motivated to vote for you, and we feel as if you've disappeared. If not disappeared, been silenced. Is that the case?
So Charlamagne said, I was motivated to vote for you, and he says, we feel like you've been silent or absent. Well, first of all, Charlamagne, you, your homegirl, Amanda Seals, Tamika Mallory, my son and them, and others of your ilk, you guys were still promoting us voting for these fools, even though they promised us no specific pro-black substantive legislation push. Even if we knew they couldn't guarantee it, what they certainly promised us is that they were not going to do anything specifically for black people. Somebody say that's your girl, Kamala Harris. So the fact that I need you all to know this and to keep this in mind. The fact that Charlamagne sat up here and just said we were motivated to vote for you. The question is, Charlamagne, why were you motivated to vote for her? Could it be, Charlamagne, because you've got access to the White House, you have access to the powerful, so you gave them an unfair and unnecessary benefit of the doubt because you wanted to make sure that you had access to power, even though you knew their proven track record showed that they were anti-black. And even if their track record wasn't anti-black, they promised you while Kamala was on the campaign trail to be president, she specifically said, no! In a screeching / operatic tone, she promised what she did promise. What she assured the American people was that she wasn't going to do nothing specifically for black people. Wherever you are around the world, say it with me right now at home. If you're in the car, if you're on a job, just scare somebody real quick and just say nothing. Because that's how she said it. The first time we saw Kamala bust a sister girl, the first time we saw her do what was tantamount to swinging her neck and auditioning to be a black woman, God today, is when she was asked the question by this girl at the griot, and I ain't got no love for the griot like that, but the girl at the griot, because we made reparations the issue. See, these other little outlets that watch us silently and try to take our talking points and the stuff that we talk about so they can get traction. They watching us and stuff, but they don't want to be collective and unified and on code with us. But they asked about the reparation stuff. The one thing Kamala promised was that she wasn't going to do what? Nothing for black people. Talk black to me. Charlamagne knew it. The black bootlicks did it. But they still pushed for us to vote for them, and they still covered for her sins and Joe Biden's sins. You can't say that because you call out Joe Biden a little bit. How many of y'all remember? I got to say this before I play the next part because I don't want to forget. How many of you all remember that when Charlamagne interviewed Joe Biden tried to hurry up and get off the interview with Charlamagne like he was out of time? How many of you all remember that it was Joe Biden before he became president? Get my gavel. Charlamagne, Joe Biden said to your face that we weren't true black people if we didn't vote for him over Trump. How many of you all remember that it was Charlamagne's interview with the arch racist Joe Biden? Joe Biden said to Charlamagne's face with a white man's racist attitude, boy, you niggers ain't really black if you don't vote for me. Charlamagne did not check him, call him racist, did not humiliate him. He did this in advance. Charlamagne, I'm sorry, bruh. But because you've got buyer's remorse, or because you remember that you want to keep access to the powerful, or because you know that long distance, they're pulling you like with their strings, you still bow down to them, and you're trying to give the impression of controlled opposition. You're giving the impression that you're opposed, but you're really not. Talk black to me. Thumbs up, family. Thumbs up, family. Share this broadcast. Keep listening, family.
Not at all. I mean, even this week, there were two things that actually more than that I'm extremely proud of, that has been the product of months and months of work. One, something you and I have discussed before, the issue of maternal health. Mm-hmm. So I brought the issue of maternal health to the front stage of the White House for the first time, talking about what you and I have talked about, that Black women are 3 to 4 times more likely to die in connection with childbirth, Native women twice as likely to die, rural women.
Why we don't care about no Native and rural?
60% more likely. And
why she sitting there telling us about Native and rural women? Rural is a word for white women. What she sitting up here talking about Native folks? You can talk to the Native people about the Native issues. You're supposed to be addressing the fact that Black folks who put your funny looking self made you second in command. Charlamagne's question was that you seem to be absent. You hiding and you silent, slowness. Listen.
In terms of look, this is an issue that needs to be addressed both in terms of the racial bias in the medical health profession, but also we need to address it in terms of the fact that after a woman gives birth to another human being, it's not right to say she's only going to get 60 days of coverage through Medicaid for what she might need in terms of postpartum treatment, whether it be depression or just exams. Mm-hmm. So we're saying let's extend it for a year. Dealing with an issue that uniquely affects Black women, fibroids. You know, we don't talk about this stuff.
Why is this girl sitting up here talking about Black women and children and fibroids, fool? See, you guys like to go to these dances where they pimp you. Pimp balls. Aunt Jemima balls. You guys enjoy that. You like these Aunt Jemima debutantes. You like swinging and twirling. In all your glimmer and glamour. You enjoy that. You like when they at the White House say, hey, Charlamagne. That's your reward. You feel good with them knowing your name. We're not finna let him off the hook because he looked like he's giving her that work. I'm gonna give you this work, Charlamagne. You know I give you credit when you do what's right, and I give you credit when you don't. But Charlamagne, you don't get to act tough after you all dogged us out. And Charlamagne, you was promoting anti-Black female line members on your show. And you don't get to ignore us, Charlamagne. No, you created Kamala. You played like that her past of lock up black families and Black men and stuff and Black women was no problem. You endorse the Amanda Seals. You cape for people that disrespect us.
But Black women know that it is a real issue in terms of their health and their life. So we're bringing that to the public stage, and this has been the product of work I've been doing for many years, even before I got to.
I know it's morning time, but she makes me want to yawn. I need a cup of coffee. I need to go for a run. I need to wake myself up because she's putting me back to sleep with these answers.
Yes, but bringing it to the stage. Mm-hmm. Another issue, I just did an event yesterday about lead pipes. Well, look at the issue of lead pipes. What we know is that especially our children who are in public housing and public schools are more likely to be exposed to lead in paint and in pipes. And so we've put through our infrastructure bill a lot of resources into saying, let's clean up those pipes. Let's save the health of our children. And why? Because I've met mothers and fathers all over the country.
Is there a yawning emoji? Well, y'all keep listening. Put them yawn emojis in here. Tell Kamala rocking us to sleep. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Keep listening to this fake beef interview between Charlamagne and Kamala. What we look like giving Charlamagne some credit for when he's the one that helped to create this catastrophe. Did Charlamagne bring strong voices on the show? Did the Breakfast Club bring strong voices on the show to address this nuttery? You led us to the slaughter. Somebody say good night. God, today. Somebody say rockabye baby. God. Somebody say rockabye baby. Where the warm milk at? Where's my lullaby?
Michigan to Ohio, all over the country, who talk about the fact that when they turn on that tap, they are afraid that when they fill that glass of water, they may be filling it with poison. And so we're dealing with that because you know why? For our children, half of children under the age of 6, Charlamagne, in America are exposed or are at threat of being exposed to lead. That can...
What, girl? What, girl? What you say, Long?
Stunt their growth. It could have permanent damage in terms of their mental capacity to be educated and literally create brain damage in some cases.
Y'all get ready.
And what else have we done? Well, I've been working for a long time on saying Black folks need access to capital. Everybody needs access to capital. In particular, when we looked at the pandemic, how many of our small businesses could not survive the pandemic because they did not have the kind of financial support they need?
Listen to what she said. She said, how many of our small businesses couldn't survive the pandemic because we couldn't get the finances? But yet it was their authoritarian democratic regime. It was their authoritarian democratic regime that imposed strict mandates. It was them that was suggesting and pushing passports so you couldn't eat in certain places, couldn't travel in certain places, couldn't take your babies to school in certain places, could lose your job, could lose your contracts. Talk black to me. That's them that's in court right now trying to get one of the court lawsuits against their mandates overturned. That has to do with their private contractors. Somebody talk black to me.
I just announced what we are doing that is about the $12 billion I got from the Senate and extending that money to invest in minority-owned businesses, knowing that we have great entrepreneurs.
Minority, what does minority mean? Minority means white gays. Minority means immigrants, a lot of illegal ones who's coming to experience the American dream on our black American nightmare, while New York isn't New York that I was reading about that just allowed some of their illegals over there to start voting and they're not even citizens. I need to make sure I confirm that before I say that, but I think I read an excerpt or something on that. All these miscellaneous groups, talking about some minority, that means it's not just for us, white women, all of that, exactly. And white men too, because they can act like that they are a man tomorrow, this week, and in 48 hours say, I identify as a woman, and now they qualify. Girl, sit your funny looking self down.
Who just need access to capital and need to stop being told that they're unbankable when in fact they are brilliant and are doing great things in the community. So these are
somebody just said I was correct. They did do that in New York. Okay, beloved.
The things I could go on. I mean, one of the other issues that I care deeply about is what we have got to do in terms of public transit. I've been working on the infrastructure law that we now have.
Shut up.
You know, Black folks as commuters, as workers, are 4 times more likely than other workers to go to work on the bus or on the train, on public transit.
And you guys see how she's spitting, how she's treating Black folks as if we're stupid N-words? Her response is calling you a ninja. Y'all missing it. I said the way she's responding to his question, she's calling you a ninja. Charlamagne, the guy that let Joe Biden tell him that we ain't really Black. And Charlamagne did not get outraged because Joe Biden said it to his face. Instead, you told us we better still vote for him, or you gave the example that you gonna still vote for him. Yeah, you said some things about what Joe Biden did that wasn't good, but at the end of the day, you still suggested and put him in, that we put him in power.
To improve that. Again, I've been talking with folks around the country. I know personally from having, been a bus rider, that what you see is that in underserved communities.
She told me she was a bus rider. Now she a bus rider. Then she said that Pac was her favorite musician. Found out she lied about that because when she graduated, wasn't it the late 80s, fool? 89 or something? So she lied about Pac. Then you was lying about how much you love Cardi B when you was trying to pimp to that song on the radio. I was all off. Talk black to me. Girl, sit down.
Folks are more likely to have to transfer to get to work because there aren't adequate bus lines coming into their community. I know that when you are 5 minutes or even 2 minutes late to catch the bus, in certain communities, you might have...
I got to cut her off. Shut up.
As VP, that compares to, Mike Pence's worst day as VP, but you seem to get crucified for every little thing in the media. Why do you think that is?
Well, I appreciate you asking the question, but let me just tell you something.
She smiles real hard and gets tickled when Charlamagne asks her questions that paints her as some kind of a victim. Because she will not call out the white supremacists and stand strong and firm for black folks, she's happy that Charlamagne is sneaking and doing it, playing his little doggy role.
Focus is going to...
Being a black woman, a woman of color.
I think that there is definitely healthy discussion that I will leave others to have about that, but I'm going to be focused on the work and I will not be distracted.
It's okay to say yes. We see it.
He was asking her, is it because you're black, a woman of color, which we know you're not, but let's just pretend, okay? He's saying, is it because you're black or a woman of color? She said she gonna leave it to other people. What does that tell y'all? That she can't even say that?
It's okay.
She laughing.
Now, I know you wanted to speak on the Build Back Better plan too, but it seems like once again, Senator Joe Manchin is stopping progress on that. Why?
All the questions that Charlamagne is asking is not substantively pro-black family. His questions are substantively D1, Democrat first, and has nothing to do with the substantive condition of black people. Every now and then he'll sprinkle blackness in it, but the substance of his questions has to do with saving the Democratic Party. This is why this is a problem, sir.
Well, look, Build Back Better is something...
I'm skipping because I don't have time.
Hundreds of people. In the Senate, where there are 100 senators, we are split 50-50.
Watch this.
In terms of the Democrats or independents.
Be real with the American people, Madam Vice President, because we know Joe Manchin is ruining this country. The stuff he's holding up progress on are hurting people. They're hurting black people in particular. If Democrats allow Joe Manchin to continue to do this, how do you convince black people to come out and continue to vote for y'all? He's holding up progress. We know this.
You see, that is so scandalous, Charlamagne. You sit up there and talk about a Build Back Better and how Joe Manchin, this white Democrat, allegedly, who oftentimes on the most significant legislation vote with the Republicans, you sat up here and said, how can you expect black folks to come keep voting for you guys? But you ain't telling us no specifically substantive pro-black legislation. Do not conflate this Build Back Better with just black people, Charlamagne. You're doing this out of an emergency to keep black folks voting for these fools, to try to say, y'all listen to us so black folks will show up. No, it should be the other way around. We've told you what the talking point is, Charlamagne, but your thick, fat, hard-headed self, we said cut the check. Cutting of the check cuts down all of this other crap she's talking about. Cutting checks resolve educational issues, healthcare issues, business issues, financial issues, and so much more. You still twitching and twirling out there talking about Democratic points. We told you what to say, Charlamagne, and it ain't what you talking about.
Hey, Charlamagne, here's the thing though.
Mhm.
I think it's a mistake to try and think about this only through the lens of Democrats versus Democrats, when the fact is Republicans are consistently and unanimously standing in the way of progress.
Very true.
Yes, that's true. But black folk voted for who? Black folk voted for who? See, black folks say that the Republicans have shown themselves to be open enemies. But it's the Democrats that pretended to be our friends, said come vote for us, and did nothing. It's black folks that put y'all in power to do something about that. And now that we put you in power, our people, not me. Too many black folks trick bagged. The reason we're giving the Democrats most of the work is because we haven't been giving you guys most of the work. Our people are finally waking up to realize that you are equally our enemy. And the most dangerous kind, because you got us to vote for your funny looking self, and you gave illegals benefits, gays, LGBT benefits, white women benefits, everybody benefits, but gave black folks the middle finger.
It is my recollection.
You brought white Afghanistanis here, Afghans here, gave them benefits. You was proposing $450,000 for illegal Hispanics and other illegal immigrants and stuff, and tried to play it off like you didn't. That's why we're giving you this work.
That not one voted for the American Rescue Plan. It is my knowledge that
this.
We couldn't get them to even agree. Not one.
I gotta skip.
People we voted, got Democrats.
Y'all hit that thumbs up button in there.
In the White House, got Democrats to Senate, but it seems like a Democrat, Joe Manchin, is always blocking progress. Like if there's no hope in making Joe change, like why not say that so at least we know who the problem is? Because I feel like you get villainized the way I feel Senator Joe Manchin should. Me personally. In the media, you get villainized for silly things like earbuds when he's actually stopping progress.
She giggling.
Why not just tell people that so we know who the problem is? They're pointing the fingers at the wrong people.
Because I'm telling you, I'm literally
It's not just Joe Manchin. It's all of the Democrats, including Kamala, but it's also Joe Biden. Is Joe Biden out there whipping them in order, publicly coming out against these white supremacists? No, they're not saying anything. Joe Biden is not using his bully pulpit and putting the full weight of the White House behind it.
Problem is, we have right now in America what's to blame, and then who is doing that? Let's not forget what happened on January 6th.
That's right.
There was a mob.
No, it's not right, boy.
That attempted a coup. That with force and violence took over our nation's capital.
Girl, shut up.
That saves democracy. Somebody has to push back on Joe Manchin. That guy is stopping progress. He's ruining democracy. Are you willing to be that superhero? Because what scares me is if voting rights don't pass, or the Build Back Better plan doesn't pass, or police reform doesn't pass, I doubt you're going to get black people to go out there and vote in 2022 and 2024. And, Trump will be president again. What's the plan for all of that?
Charlamagne did not mention the issues we told him to mention. And y'all keep losing, Charlamagne. Why does Charlamagne keep talking about all these other Democratic talking points and stuff that Roland and them talking about when we have not told him those are the things that we are demanding that happens? We're telling you because you're not pushing cut the check is why we're not going to show up, Charlamagne.
I couldn't agree with you more on the seriousness of these issues and how people take these issues seriously. And so we're going to have to keep fighting on voting rights.
Watch this.
They're acting like they can't hear me. Who's the superhero that's going to speak?
Watch this.
We banned.
The linebacker getting ready to come in. The linebacker is about the lineback. Y'all ready for the linebacker action? Listen closely to the linebackage. Watch this.
Holes and carotid holes.
I'm gonna need some footballs. She gonna slip in real quick in the background. She ain't got but 2 or 3 more days in the White House, so she trying to give it up. She doing the best she can to make sure she get the best job being outside the White House. Kamala done told her, girl, when I run, you're going to be the communication. You're going to be the deputy press secretary, by golly. You just go sit down somewhere for the rest of Joe's administration somewhere. I'm going to make sure my homegirl, get you a good job so you can pay for that high bill since you done moved to D.C. But get your football. Y'all put some football equipment titles in the thing. What's the football equipment you got to put on? The helmet? Shoulder pads. Get your shoulder pads, girl. So to make sure next time you don't hold a girl, you can just knock her off the stage with one shove of the shoulder. The shoulder shove. What is that called? I don't know what that stuff is. Y'all got to help me, brothers. And some of y'all sisters are fans too. What's she gonna need? Y'all tell, this is what Kamala is telling this girl, Simone, she finna need. Somebody said cleats, knee pads. God, did they put it in there, y'all? Watch this.
At the federal level, where we have the power to do it without Congress, that they have to wear body cameras when they're serving warrants. We put in place investigations of police departments that are active investigations right now. We are supporting consent decrees. So we are doing those things in the face of Republican opposition, but we cannot.
That's the equipment she really gonna need, that jock strap. God, today, get her that jock strap. Lord, today.
But none of us can. And the reality is, because the issues are too serious and they impact everybody every day. And I agree with you. They're very serious.
All right, who's the superhero that's going to speak against Joe Manchin? No. I want to know who's the real president of this country. Is it Biden, is it Joe Biden, or Joe Manchin?
Y'all hear?
I'm sorry, I interrupted. I think the vice president here. It's Simone. I'm so sorry, Charlamagne.
Y'all look, watch.
She can hear me. They're acting like they can't hear me.
I can hear you.
Oh, so who's the Vice President?
Watch this.
Who's the superhero that's going to speak against Joe Manchin? No. I want to know who's the real president of this country. Is it Joe Biden or Joe Manchin?
I'm sorry, I interrupted. I think the vice president here. It's Simone. I'm so sorry.
Look at the linebacker.
She can hear me.
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me, Madam Vice President?
So I'm sorry, you got it right.
Oh.
So I'm sorry to interrupt.
They're acting like they can't hear me.
I can hear you.
You see how your politicians lie and pimp you? See, Simone did that same trick that Joe Biden did to Charlamagne in the last interview. Remember, I reminded you as soon as this show started that Joe Biden's people interrupted when he interviewed Charlamagne last time. Charlamagne don't mind white men pimping him. He don't mind the white man making him look like a fool. He don't mind letting that devil tell him, you ain't even black. And Charlamagne didn't say nothing about it. I said, Charlamagne didn't say nothing when Joe Biden said to his face, you ain't black. You and your people ain't black if you don't know what to vote for. Charlamagne didn't give him that work for specifically making that statement. And once again, that was Joe Biden, a white man, and Joe Biden's white associate that interrupted Charlamagne the first time. Now you got an alleged black VP and her black communications lady doing what? Doing what? The exact same thing. When I call them black-faced white supremacists, don't tell me I'm missing the mark. You got an alleged intermittent black VP president who has her line backing juicy sister causing tsunamis of football plays, political football plays, interrupting doing the same exact thing that the white man did.
So who's the real president of this country? Is it Joe Manchin or Joe Biden, madam?
Y'all better get ready. Are y'all ready for this? Before I can tell you this, y'all get ready for Sunday, January 2nd. Mark your calendars. Sunday, January 2nd, 2022. Your royal bloodline vault passcodes. This is my next ancestral webinar activation is going down. The second day into the new year, January 2nd, 2022, just those numbers alone, 1, 2, 22, are high vibratory numbers. That tells you everything that you need to know. It's going down. I'm getting ready to bring a surprising black metaphysician there as well. That's going to help unleash and release what's known as wealth codes. Some of you never even heard such things before, but you don't even know this is some of the secret magic that the powerful and that the elite are working. But this magic or this spiritual technology has always belonged to us. If you want to get in in on healing your royal bloodline metaphysically, and then unleashing the vault code wealth blessings that's on the inside of you. And I'm talking about unlimited wealth, family. When I say wealth, I'm not only talking material. I'm not only talking material. I hope y'all can see me. I just got interrupted. Can you all see me and hear me? My screen did something funny. But not only material wealth for your unique assignment, but also spiritual wealth, insight. You all saying yes. Okay. Go to onpurposewithvicki.com. The link is in the chat. Onpurposewithvicki.com. Get your seat today, family. The price is going to go up shortly. The price that it's at now is a discounted price. Talk black to me. Thank you. So go to onpurposewithvicki.com, January 2nd, Sunday, January 2nd, 2022. Y'all know miracles, signs, and wonders follow my work, period. And I'm bringing a very powerful Black metaphysician. This brother that has some knowledge that the average person does not have. I want to take you to new heights and new levels. This is going to be a part of unleashing a strong blessing to take you. This is not about a one-time hit and miss. Just like my last webinar, people are still going to get major miracles. People are still going to get major signs and wonders following their lives because of the work that they did during my first ancestor webinar in October. We're taking it to the next level and we're starting the year off right. Go to onpurposewithvicki.com, onpurposewithvicki.com, onpurposewithvicki.com. Y'all get ready for this. Watch this.
President.
Come on, Charlamagne.
Watch
Really,
this.
it's Joe Biden.
I can't
No,
tell.
no, no.
I can't tell sometimes.
No.
I'm sorry, I interrupted. I don't think the vice president can hear you. It's Simone. I'm so sorry, Charlamagne. We have to wrap.
She can hear me.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me, Madam Vice
Oh,
President?
I'm sorry. You got to wrap.
Oh.
So I'm sorry to interrupt.
They're acting like they can't hear me.
I can hear you.
Oh, so who's the
I
real?
can hear you.
So who's the real president of this country? Is it Joe Manchin or Joe Biden, Madam Vice President?
Come on, Charlamagne.
Look.
It's Joe Biden.
I can't tell sometimes.
No. It's Joe Biden.
Look at Kamala. I'm getting ready to let y'all look at this just for a couple of seconds. Y'all know I don't normally let you see too much of the video footage, but I'm only going to show you a few seconds of this. Look at her gestures. Look at her do her Aunt Jemima. You pathetic League of Mammy member. Watch her do the same thing that Joy Reid did when Joy Reid wagged her finger. Look at what the mammies do when you come for their zaddies. When you talk about a black looking woman's white zaddy, they finna give you this work. Watch her gestures, family.
And don't start talking like a Republican about asking whether or not he's president.
Do you think Joe Manchin?
And it's Joe Biden, and I'm vice president. My name is Kamala Harris.
Girl, shut up.
I can't tell sometimes.
Look.
No. It's Joe Biden, and don't start talking like a Republican about asking whether or not he's president.
Do you think Joe Manchin is a problem?
It's Joe Biden.
Look.
And I'm vice president. My name is Kamala Harris. And the reality is, because we are in office, we do the things like the child tax credit.
She caught herself in that moment talking. Boy, you better sit your blankety blank down. It's Joe Biden. It's Joe Biden. Ha, ha, ha. What you say? I said it's Joe Biden. She didn't just use the finger. And I'm his bed, which I'm sorry, I'm his VP. And it's it's Joe Biden. Watch her. Y'all know I only show you a few seconds at a time.
Joe Biden, and don't start talking like a Republican.
Wait.
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me, Madam Vice President?
I'm sorry. You got to wrap.
Oh.
So I'm sorry to interrupt.
They're acting like they can't hear me.
I can hear you.
Oh, so who's
I can hear you.
the real president of this country? Is it Joe Manchin or Joe Biden, Madam Vice President.
Come on, Charlamagne.
I really,
Come on. It's Joe Biden.
Look,
I can't tell
No.
look.
It's Joe Biden.
Look.
And don't start talking like a Republican.
Girl, she
about
bouncing.
asking whether or not
Does anybody have some, what is them rims called? What is it called when you be in them cars? Grew up in Mississippi, y'all. So when the brothers back in the day had them big rims and them big tires, what was it when the car looked like the car was breakdancing? That ain't the word. What is it? What is it on the cars when the brothers be having the cars pimped out? Hydraulics. There's some hydraulics. Watch this. Watch her do the hydraulic. This her. She doing the hydraulic. You gotta watch it again.
I'm so sorry, Charlamagne. We have
She
to wrap.
can hear me.
You hear me? Can you hear me now?
Watch this.
Can you hear me, Madam Vice President?
Hold on.
You got it wrap.
Hold on.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
They're acting like they can't hear me.
I can hear you.
Oh, so who's
I can hear you.
who's the real president of this country? Is it Joe Manchin or Joe Biden, Madam Vice President?
Watch.
Come on, Charlamagne.
I really,
Come on. It's Joe Biden.
I can't tell sometimes.
No.
Watch the bounce.
It's Joe Biden. And don't start talking like a Republican.
Did y'all see that bounce?
asking whether-
Y'all see that bounce? Hey, it's Joe Biden, boy. See, you don't just get the sister girl hand. She didn't just swing that. Girl, she got you that hydraulic political bounce. Hey, this for Zaddy. Let me calm down. You try to attack Zaddy, boy. Gotta get to that hydraulic. I don't see no words. All I see is emojis laughing. Y'all, this is serious business. You see it? Watch it again. I know I'm gonna show you 3 and 4 seconds at a time. Look at it.
Hear me.
I'm scared you're gonna miss it. Watch
Can
this.
you hear me now?
Can you hear me, Madam Vice
Okay, so
President?
I'm sorry. You got it wrap.
Watch
Oh.
this.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
They're acting like they can't hear me.
Hold on.
I can hear you.
Watch the
So who's
hydraulic.
So who's the real president of this country? Is it Joe Manchin or Joe?
Hold on. Drop a tire. Drop one tire. Drop a car. Or drop a piece of gas. Or drop a gasoline emoji when you see the hydraulic about to happen. As soon as she hit it, because I gotta make sure y'all ain't missing. When she don't leave it at just the sister girl head roll and the hand. She go. When you see the hydraulic, throw the car in the chat. Throw the gas in the chat. Y'all ready? One more time. I'm scared y'all may miss it.
Madam Vice President.
Come on, Charlamagne.
I really,
Come on. It's Joe Biden.
I can't tell sometimes.
No. It's Joe Biden. And don't start talking like a Republican about asking whether or not he's president.
Do you think Joe Manchin is a problem?
It's Joe Biden, and I'm vice president. And my name is Kamala Harris. And the reality is, because we are in office, we do the things like the child tax credit, which is going to reduce Black child poverty by 50%, on track to do that. We do things that are about saying that our Department of Justice is going to do these investigations and require.
The reason I'm so upset with Charlamagne is because Charlamagne allowed a racist white man to boy him to his face and boy him about his people when he said we weren't Black. And Charlamagne did not call him out on that. And he allowed his mammy to do the same. And he let him get away with it. Listen to how he gonna respond.
That we end chokeholds and have body cameras. It is the work of saying we're going to get lead out of pipes and paint because our babies are suffering.
She tried to bring it back a little bit. The linebacker was back there twitching like, girl, you scared me now. Simone put on a little piece of paper. Don't do that. So then she put her hands down a little bit and started acting like she was a conductor and orchestrating instead of, boy, I'm your mama and I'm his bad wench.
That it is the work of saying people who ride public transit deserve the same kind of dignity that anybody else does. So let's improve that system. It is the work of saying that we have got to bring down prescription drug costs because folks who have diabetes should not be dying because they don't have enough money in their pocket. It's about saying Black maternal mortality is a real issue that must be treated by everybody, including the White House, as a serious issue. I hear the frustration.
Now she's saying
But let's not deny the impact that we've had and agree also that there is...
We're not denying your impact. We're saying that your impact on Black lives has been catastrophic. We're saying that your impact on Black lives since you've been in office has been worsened because you've been giving white Afghans, illegals that we call them, they ain't citizens, immigrants, illegal immigrants from other nations and countries, benefits, LGBT benefits, but nothing for Black people. That's the point. We're not denying your catastrophic.
A whole lot more work to be done. And it is not easy to do.
Now listen to Charlamagne.
We will not give up, and I will not give up.
I just want you to know that Madam Vice President, that Kamala Harris, that's the one I like. That's the one that was putting the pressure on people in Senate hearings. That's the one I'd like to see more often out here in these streets. Thank you for joining us, Madam Vice President.
I'm glad to be with you.
Absolutely.
Glad to be with you.
Appreciate you. Give Maya my love too, and Doug.
All right, you take care. Give your family my love. I want to see those babies.
Absolutely. Thank you.
She just told Charlamagne, doggy sit. Did you all see how Charlamagne bowed down? Charlamagne is scared right now that he's in trouble. Charlamagne is scared that he does not have the White House link and the political link that he once had. He knew he could try to fake the funk and be a silly fool on Breakfast Club and these little podcasts to make it look like he's really truly pro-Black, but still toeing the line and telling Black folks to put these white supremacists in power. Do you all see how she hurried up and threw him a bone and he sat real quick? Somebody say, sit, doggy. Somebody say, sit. And then Charlamagne hurry up and sit. He know he's in trouble. She's pissed at him and started to do. And it's Joe Biden. Oh, God, today. It's Joe Biden. And then she started sweating a little bit, and then she realized, let me calm it down. She told him to sit, and he sat. This is what leads me to say, this wasn't no real call out, Kamala, even though it further exposed the Biden administration. It further exposes the Biden-Harris administration. That's the only insight that we got, but we knew it. But I'm still going to give that everlasting work to you, Charlamagne, and you other Black bootlicks who are not taking responsibility for putting these fools in power and who's still playing this cat and mouse game with them. Charlamagne has a very large platform, multiple platforms, Comedy Central, whatever that network is, he's got a show on, Breakfast Club and his other podcasts and work that he's doing. And he could use his microphones to give them that everlasting work on a regular basis. But instead you don't. Instead you surround yourself with lying, slow Negroes who are actually letting this administration get away with murder. Your every now and then on calling them out is not doing anything substantive. And you're not saying what we told you to say. Family, hurry up and get your seats today for January 2nd, Sunday, January 2nd. Start the new year off right. Spend your holiday money doing something that you've never had. If you want something you've never had, you've got to do something you've never done. If you've never heard of a spiritual high-level metaphysical activation webinar to where you are going to hear secrets and wisdom and gems that you've never heard before about the power that lies dormant within you, how to help clean it up in your bloodline, and how to access new forms of power. If you want something you never had, you got to do something you've never done. If you are sick and tired of the same old, you better bust a different kind of move. Join today at onpurposewithvicki.com. Register today. The link is in the chat. onpurposewithvicki.com. Y'all know I don't play about the spiritual stuff. And signs and wonders follow my work, period. And it's not just a one-off signs and wonders, not just one miracle. I'm talking about long-term spiritual goals that have a direct effect on your natural life. That's the power. If you want to unlock your gifts, your talents, and what your unique mission is, you better get started today on purposewithvicki.com. Family, I wish I would let any one of them get off with this. The reason Charlamagne needs to listen to us and be excited about us instead is because we're the new world rulers. God, today, I said we are the new world rulers. Those that they're ignoring, those of us that are considered to be the deaf, dumb, the blind, the nobodies, the voiceless, we're the ones that's getting ready to take over. You're seeing the weakness of the so-called powerful, but it's written that God would use the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. I told you, I'm going to keep telling you for a very, 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 very long time. I prophesied this, that power in this season is coming from the ground up. It is our time. This is our world. I didn't say just our nation and government. I said this is our world. And whether they like it or lump it, their time is up and they're getting ready to get out. If you about that white supremacist life, your time is up too, fool. The chair I'm sitting is the new throne. God, today! I said the chair I'm sitting on is the throne. Talk black to me. Didn't we say cut the check? Didn't we say hold these white supremacists accountable? Didn't we say give us some type of Marshall Plan? You're not saying what we told you to say. We didn't tell you to twitch your funny looking self up there and give her her time to air out stuff about maternity leave and stuff. And lead pipes. Love y'all. Let me get ready to run. Follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. Follow me on Twitter at Dillard Vicki. Follow me on my Facebook and my personal YouTube channel at Vicki Dillard. Make sure you register today for January 2nd, 2022, Sunday, January 2nd, Sunday, January 2nd. The price that is at now is the discounted price. It's getting ready to go up in a few days. Make sure you get your seat today. On purpose with Vicki.com, on purpose with VICKI.com. Your life will never be the same. Thank you for tuning in.